Hello, I'm consumer troubleshooter Tom Martino. I've spent my career warning people about dangers and trying to help people avoid those dangers. With me right now is Paul the Waterman. Now, Paul runs waterpros.net. WaterPros is a company dedicated to making drinking water safe. When we say safe, Paul, why do we say that? Isn't water safe coming out of the tap?
There's too many contaminants in our water supply today, Tom, that in my personal opinion, it is not safe.
Really?
Really. Yeah.
So what do we do to make water safe? We have to filter it, we have to soften it, we have to purify it, or all of the above?
All the above.
Okay, why?
Okay. So water contains forever chemicals.
Okay.
Water contains pharmaceuticals that are made by forever chemicals. Water contains a disinfectant called chlorine. All three of those
Aren't they taken out at the municipal level?
Not at all. Not at all. And all three of those are harmful to our health. So microplastics can bring all those other contamination and other carcinogens into our body as well. So there's a gamut of problems. That's why I say water's not safe to drink.
Okay, so let's talk about then water that is safe to drink. Okay, let's talk about what you do to make water soft, to make water pure, to make water ready for us. It comes into the house from the water main. What's the first thing we should do to it?
Run it through the water softener, remove the hardness out of the water.
Okay, when we remove the hardness, what does that do for our house?
So what it does is makes your appliances last longer. You make your hot water heater and tankless hot water heater operate more efficient, and eliminates the need for harmful cleaners and detergents used to clean up after hard water.
So when it comes in off the street and we filter it, we can take out the lead,
Yes,
the forever chemicals,
correct.
and the chlorine.
Chlorine.
That's a whole house filter.
It's a whole house system.
And that's only $21.95.
So $21.95 is the whole house filter. We also have the matrix that does it all. That's $41.95. That also does the softening plus the filtering as well.
Oh, no fooling.
Yes.
Okay, so we go one step further than taking away the lead, the chemicals, and the chlorine, and now we do softening. Why the softening?
Softening removes the minerals that basically cause other filtration systems to not function properly.
So you want to keep your water soft
Yes.
to get rid of the hardness?
Get rid of the hardness, but also, Tom, add in the operation of the appliances. Okay. Cut back on soap and cleaning products that end up contaminating our drinking water supply. Everything really starts with soft water.
Okay, so when we have soft water, it's better on our plumbing,
Yes, it is.
better for our laundry,
Absolutely.
better for our skin.
Oh, yes. And our hair, especially. And right now with the high chlorine content, that this causes a lot of issues with females out there. And so you soften the water, we remove the chlorine, and then that allows that shower to, be that nice, refreshing, healthy because you're not breathing in that chlorine through the
And also you use less detergent, is that correct?
Absolutely correct.
In fact, you can damn near clean your clothes without detergent when you have soft water.
That's a true statement.
Okay, so once we take out the hardness and soften that water, what is the ultraviolet filter for that you recommend?
That's going to sanitize, that's going to sterilize the viruses and bacteria. Right now, Tom, there's an EPA's contaminated list that talks about viruses and bacteria being in our water supply. It's allowed, but it's unregulated. This zaps those viruses. The norovirus, for example, I believe that's how COVID spread, was through our drinking water. So this system sterilizes the bacteria and viruses.
Okay, so far we have water coming in off the street and the filter that can remove lead, chemicals, and chlorine.
Yep.
Then you do the softening,
Correct.
and that removes the hardness, the calcium, and the iron.
Right.
And then you have ultraviolet filtration, which kills the germs.
Correct.
And now we enter into reverse osmosis.
Which will get rid of the pharmaceuticals.
Wow. And that gets rid of not just the pharmaceuticals, but makes the drinking water better.
And it also eliminates the microplastics.
So this is really the wish list for every home, but not every home needs every one of these.
Right. Your home right now, your water hardness is the ideal range where you're using the reverse osmosis out of your home studio. There can be some folks can go with a whole house filter and a reverse osmosis. That's why it's important. Let's do the water test. Let's see how hard the water is.
Okay, so we're talking about purifying water. And what Paul is saying is that water coming in from the municipal system is not desirable. What we want to do is we want to filter first the lead, the forever chemicals, and the chlorine. Then we want to soften the water to remove the calcium and the iron. That keeps the other filters that you're going to put in running perfectly. And it also helps your plumbing from developing corrosive pinhole leaks and other things. It helps with your laundry. It helps with your skin when bathing or showering. And then ultraviolet filtration, what that does is really remarkable. That zaps the water clean from germs.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
So we have a complete system. What's the most economical way if we wanted to do all of this? You said you have a matrix system
Right.
that will do the lead, forever chemicals, chlorine, and softening.
Yes, sir.
All of those
All those
in one shot.
one shot. All
And
of
what does that cost about?
that right now, that's on sale for $41.95 installed.
Now listen, Paul. I know what these things cost because we have priced them before, and what we're talking about is a tenth sometimes of what other people would charge. Let's put it this way: it's at least what less than how much?
Well, a lot of our competitors are right around 15 grand just for that system. There's some entities out there, Tom, that because customers have called us, right? They want $18,000 for what we're talking about today. 18,000. My whole house unit, you could have everything on that you mentioned. $6,995 installed. That's the matrix water softener, ultraviolet light filtration, and point of use reverse osmosis.
That's all of it.
That's all of it. $69.95 all in.
And if you went to some of these plumbing contractors for that, you're talking about at least $15,000.
At least, if not more.
And this will be better than bottled water you can buy?
Absolutely better than bottled water because bottled water also has the issue with microplastics. So I encourage folks to do their own research. You go to YouTube and type in microplastics in bottled water. Tons of videos out there to support the concern.
Okay, so what we want to do is make our water safer. And why is that? Tell me why some of these things are not taken out at the municipal level. Why?
It's impossible because of demand. Think about how much water is used by the Denver metro area. How many residents are there? The demand makes it impossible for them to try to do any kind of meaningful filtration. The best they can do, right, is run it through a sand filter, inject it with a disinfectant, and send it right back out. So they're not designed modern day infrastructure. Plus, Denver, the metro area, has old infrastructure. They're mailing out people water filters because of the water lines and lead contamination. So this is something until infrastructure improves, until they redo the water filtration water system, for our country, because it is a nationwide problem.
So I want to get this straight. Municipal systems simply filter the water through sand filters and then chlorinate it and maybe dilute all of the other things.
Well, water naturally contamination is diluted because where they get it from? Get it from the Chat, let's say the Chat Reservoir or the Dillon Reservoir, right, where water comes from. But here's the thing to think about. Another municipality that takes water out of that reservoir is dumping their wastewater right back into it. So if the EPA states with forever chemicals that anything that's less than 4 part per trillion is not acceptable, think how small 4 part per trillion is. That's tiny, but that's what the EPA sets the limits on forever chemicals. We know pharmaceuticals are made with compounds of forever chemicals, so that's another issue. The bigger global concern is all these contaminants are called bioaccumulation. It's in our rainwater. So whatever all this contamination happens in other countries, it's spread to our country by rain, and that's how we inherit this problem. It's bioaccumulate, it's global.
So it's not just a municipality, it's not just a community. You're saying that our entire planet and the water system has been contaminated?
Absolutely 100% correct. There's pharmaceuticals right now in the food that we eat because the water was used to water the foods. It's a vicious cycle. Think of the hydrological cycle. It's used with contamination water.
Okay, so what you need to do is make sure you take care of it on a house by house basis. You know, Paul, I am shocked that it's not required for houses that they have a system of some kind.
If the EPA got rid of the unregulated contamination list, it would be. It's only because the EPA allows these contaminants to go hidden. And what that means is they know they're there, but that means that municipalities don't have to report them on the water quality report.
I'm still actually shocked that you can take water from the street, remove the lead, the forever chemicals, the chlorine, and soften it all for under $5,000.
Absolutely correct.
That's remarkable.
41.95 on sale. Yeah.
Okay, and then going beyond that, you can then zap the germs with an ultraviolet filter
Right.
and then provide drinking water
With a
at the
worth
kitchen sink.
right.
And the entire thing is how much?
$69.95, $6,995 installed.
Okay, people make money, right?
Right.
So they can't be marking it up that much. Why are some plumbers charging 15 to 20 grand?
Well, to be very candid with you, I think the bigger boys have higher overhead than what we do. I mean, they have more that they have to. If you go around town, I noticed yesterday. I noticed a big plumbing outfit in Lakewood. All their trucks were parked. Business is slow. Their overheads increased. That's why they have to make their money somewhere to cover their, the operational cost. Water pros, we don't have that liability. That's why we can be competitive.
Okay, not only competitive, but you have what you proudly say are the best products.
Right. The best products at the best prices. Absolutely correct.
Now, what have you done to make sure you have the best products?
Well, we've done the research. We make sure everything's 100% made in the USA. We make sure that the manufacturer that we use is made in the USA. So our factory's in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Okay, when we talk about the water purification, filtration, the reverse osmosis, and all of that, why is it that some plumbing contractors say you can do all that with magnets?
That's a lie. It's false advertising. And to be honest with you, it's selling something that's an illusion. There should be a class action lawsuit. There's no such thing as salt-free water softeners. The industry is trying to, clamp down on this, but right now there's no truth in advertising.
They claim that they soften the water in a different way by aligning the molecules so they do no harm.
So here's the thing: water hardness is a liquid. So how are you going to repurpose a liquid? Magnets aren't going to repolarize a liquid. Calcium, as it oxidizes, it turns to a rock. Are you going to repolarize a rock?
So you're saying even with those magnetic type softeners, the water's still hard?
So hard, and it still sticks. It doesn't. Water hardness is because it's a liquid and then it converts to a scale. There's no polar activity to polarize or suspend that. Plus, in theory, if it was, do you know how strong that magnet would have to be to polarize the water throughout the whole entire house?
Okay, so let's talk about this. You went to a lady's home who had one of these magnetic softeners near her boiler.
Right.
She was sold this softener under the pretense that it would protect the boiler.
And absolutely didn't do it, did it? No way. It ruined it.
You examined the boiler.
We examined the boiler. What happened is that the company she dealt with was willing to help her out and cover the boiler under warranty but the warranty on that boiler clearly stated the operating parameters were to be no more than 7 grains per gallon of hardness. She had 50 grains. So that means it was over, almost 10 times.
Bad water going in.
Right. Long story short, we put the right system in, gave her 100% soft water so the boiler could operate as designed.
So if that magnetic softener really softened, that boiler wouldn't have gone bad.
Correct. That's right.
So the softening of water is more than just for the touch and feel. It literally is better for your dishwasher, your washing machine, and other things, your ice maker.
Absolutely correct. Here's something ironic. We had a customer that bought a carbon filter online, and we read the warranty. The warranty said that carbon filter, could only operate on hard water that was no more than 7 grains per gallon. She lived in my neighborhood. Her water hardness was 15. It would have voided the warranty of the filter. We added a water softener for it. So there's a lot of filtration systems out there that have the operating parameter and they don't like hard water.
Now, if people are operating on a budget, and they could only pick one of these things, I know what I would do personally. What I would do personally is first the drinking water.
Right.
That's what I would do. And then after the drinking water, I would probably go for the ultraviolet light just to get rid of the germs. What do you think?
So you have to be careful. The ultraviolet light has to operate in soft water. So, you do the drinking water,
And
but
then
then
do the
softening, and then the ultraviolet light.
Okay,
Absolutely.
got it. So in priority, the drinking water is number one, I think. And then, of course, you want to soften and purify the water of the lead, forever chemicals, the chlorine, the calcium, and the iron.
Right.
Then you do your zapping.
Last thing to think about, you don't want to breathe anything in that sour steam. You don't want to breathe in the chlorine or the forever chemicals. That's what you're doing, even the microplastics.
Okay, so to recap, what we're talking about is treating water in your home because municipal systems are just not designed to do that.
Absolutely correct. And the next time we get together, Tom, we'll talk about why to do it with well water, because well water is just as bad, if not worse.
So, wait a minute. You're telling me that people on a well still have to worry about contaminants like this?
Absolutely. No different, because the well water, right, is the same source that municipal water is used. They have the same contaminants.
And it goes back into the ground eventually.
Right.
And the water cycle circulates the contaminants as well.
Absolutely correct.
You mean to tell me you can find microplastics in rainwater?
Absolutely, 1,000%.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Have there been tests to show that?
Yeah, there has been tests. Rainwater, think about it. Rainwater, which touches every single body of water in Colorado, and every single body of water in Colorado tests positive for microplastics, to the point Chatfield Reservoir had a sign up last summer, limiting fish consumption because of PFAS contamination. They told people they should eat one fish per visit because of PFAS contamination.
Wow. Okay, you heard it here. And it's Water Pros, by the way, waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. You get this incredible deal of getting the whole house softening, filtration, the zapping of germs, and drinking water for how much?
$6,695.
That is incredible. I'm Tom Martino, and this is our edition of what we like to call Water Talk. For more information, go to waterpros.net or 303-862-5554.